Hello everyone. Uh, I'm going to try to tank for the first time in classic lower Blackrock Spire, and I will try to speak. So just to let everyone know, before I begin this run, this is my first time I go lower Blackrock Spire in original World of Warcraft since 2006. 2006 was the last time I was in here in the original. I had acknowledge from the private servers, of course, because I've been playing those private servers from 2013 until 2018, so I know how things goes good, but some stuffs are not easy, are not the same, are not the same with the private servers, so I might have a few mistakes here and there in this run, not expecting some Bob's ability, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm asking the group to if it is ready to do it, so yeah, it seems they are ready. And just to let everyone know, in case some aggro issues, my axe skill is 265, is not even max skilled, and I just recently got flurry axe, which is really good for aggro, except the iron fall. Flurry axe is the other best pre-rate weapon, which means for AoE I would always choose flurry axe because of its weapon speed, so I can regen my mana really fast and spam more consecrations. That's for AoE part, mainly for 5-man dungeons, because all you need for the 5-man dungeons is just run forward, consecration spam, and sometimes holy shield, and that's it. Philosophy is out there. But for bosses fight, it is much better to have a iron fall, because iron fall has a slower speed, and because of the slower speed it is doing much more holy damage with self-righteousness, in that case, thanks to the holy damage, you're doing more threat, and especially that the ironfall have a chance to double proc, or let's say two swings, to grant you two swings. Thanks to self-righteousness, such proc rate is increased even. So sometime on, let's say, a rare occasion, it might happen that you with one swing have 4 hits, something like reconning. Okay. I was wondering why the healer is not healing me and why everyone HP is falling down like that, but the healer just said that he was disconnected. Other thing I would like to point out, I have currently with this shield 430 defense, so I'm wondering if I use the extra 10 defense to get the defense cap until I replace some other items for more defense, and then I can use it back, this shield again, because this shield is giving me more block value, which means I block more damage with that compared to this shield, which is not doing enough blocking damage and is much weaker compared to the shield I have right now. But only because of the defense I would like to use that one, and I would like to test it out how it will go without eating a critical strikes in here. so I can test out which is much more efficient in this run. And the reason why I would like to have a defense cap is to get rid from the days, and when I get rid from the days, I can do this run much faster without having those mobs slowing me down when I'm trying to pull something. So far, as you can see, I haven't wrote to the group what they have to do, but something that the group here should always do is just to kill first the casters. They are easier to kill, and they are mainly those who are doing the most damage. Secondary kill is the last one that should die is the melee, because the melee is not doing enough damage on the tank thanks to armor and defense. You're not receiving much damage as a tank from the melee. So I will write them to kill casters first, please, melee last, so the group is aware of what they should kill first or last, and I hope they are going to follow that. Let's see. No need to. Okay, they said that you don't need to pull everything. Okay, mate. Yeah, that's cool. If they want to skip, I'm fine with that, but just for sure I pulled that group, just to make sure that there is no ass pulled out there. That's why I pulled that group, so people don't ass pull. Oh, it's a current that overall. I changed the damage meter so people can see what's the damage from the group. I currently have level 60 mage and level 60 rogue. Warlock is level 57, and I'm level 60 again. Okay, someone has pulled. Sorry. Thanks to the portals, I didn't notice that mob coming, unfortunately. And as I said, this is the very first time I'm doing lower Blackrock Spire on the classic since the classic release, because I didn't have enough time to do it. So yeah, and as everyone can see, all you need to do here is just run forward, pull with consecration. One consecration should be enough if the group is lacking or drinking. The rest of the threat is done by the retribution aura and the sanctuary. This mob is not getting aggro, he just running because he's a low HP, and as you're aware, humanoids run away when they're low HP. Okay, I have to wait for the healer to drink mana. My mana is, you see, I didn't drink yet. I have the 120 water so in me. I have spent 0 so far, which is destroying the stigma that you should. Well, okay, I will do it next time, not now. Which is killing the stigma that you are roaming on the chain pool, on the pools, and you have to drink all the time. This is not true. Don't listen to those who are telling you that, because that's not true, and you can see it on the stream. Unless the mobs are mana burning, you are less likely to if you are using Steel and Judgment and Wisdom on the mob that you have to swing, and use it like 1 or 2 consecrations on the pool, depend. why I'm asking the group to focus on the caster first. Casters are not doing, like, the casters are doing good damage on the tank, but they are doing the same damage on the any kind of caster in the group, which means is the same if you were the target or the group. But since there is a mage and a warlock in the group, in that case the mage and the warlock can survive the damage from the casters very easy. Okay, now as you can see, my mana was getting a little lower because I was over spamming my consecration, as the group was not following the caster's skilling, so I had to focus on the melees in order to get the aggro from them. And as I said, I don't have yet enchants, I just have some defense enchants from the leather working. So when I get the enchant for spell damage on the weapon, it is going to be a little easier on the aggro, because the spell damage is going to increase the damage on the consecration and holy shield and others, which means it's going to be a little easier. So the main issue with a lot of people out there is they don't even wait you to pull before they DPS. To prevent that kind of action, so you either stun them up or you gotta be faster on the pulling. And as I said, since this is my first lower Blackrock Spire run in Classic, I'm not rushing. I would like instead to see how things are before I do more runs, and I can do a speed run next time. And since my weapon skill is not really high enough, it happens very often for me to miss those hits and to parry and dodge, which means the main reason why the mage got that aggro right now was that. Especially that I think he wasn't that bad geared. Okay, the healer is missing mana, so I have to wait for him. I don't know, but this rogue doesn't want to drop his aggro. If he enjoyed to tank, then it's fine, he can tank. He's aware. I told them that my weapon skill is not high yet and it's still skilling. He's aware of that, and he say, okay, sometime I will pull like 1 or 2 mobs, depends on how much I can survive. Until I get the weapon skill high, like the maximum, it will happen like this for some mobs to run away and go for another target. But once I get it maximum, it won't be like that always, unless someone overnuke it, like nerd, before I do anything. Just for a second, I would like to check. Wow, this rogue is epic geared. It's not some noob geared. He have a nice gear. Wow. I mean, yeah, I see the reason why he's overnuking those targets. He have a nice gear, and you can see that. Let's say, okay, the mage is not quite the best geared, but he still have a nice gear. Yeah, he still have a nice gear, but he's not the best geared. But They are both in a way raid geared, not with everything, but they still have the raid gear, which means it is normal for them to get the aggro if they overnuke before the tank pool. That's normal. And you can see their DPS. Maybe they are bad, maybe they are good, I don't know, it's up to you to judge, but you could see their gear. My damage is same with the Warlock anyway, but he's low level, like 57, so it's fine that. As you can see, the aggro is still not taken, because those mobs were building enough aggro after I pulled, and they didn't DPS those mobs, which means he had already made a lot of aggro thanks to the return damage, so I don't have to spam more and more consecration. So I was a little more focused on the main target, the one that I'm regenerating my mana thanks to Judgment of Wisdom and Seal Wisdom. But as I said, this is not a raid and this is not a boss. That's why I'm using Seal and Judgment of Wisdom. Okay, don't pull those. Okay, they don't want me to pull that. Oops, sorry, I had to use Seal of Righteousness instead of Seal Wisdom, because this is one target. For one target it's much better if you have Judgment of Wisdom, Seal of Righteousness. You don't even need consecrations, maybe one or two on the pool, so people don't test pool that easy. But since my skill is not quite high, I missed some hits there. Okay, since they are killing those mobs, I'm going to use Seal of Righteousness with the Judgment of Wisdom. And just to remind you guys, you see, he knocked back me, which means if the boss or anyone knock back you, that means they reduce your threat by 25%. That's why knockback mobs and bosses are kind of toughest fights for a protection paladin, mainly for the stigma that the people are telling that you don't have a taunt and blah blah blah, but those are not always and everywhere. So basically the knockback, if you have a group who is aware that the knockback is reducing the aggro by 25%, then it should not be a problem with aggro, they will simply stop. But unfortunately this group is not aware. Why they're calling me there to go? Okay, they want to skip some mobs, which I really hate, to be honest. I'm not the person who want to skip stuff, but obviously they do. Okay, wow, let me die, what the heck. No, they want me to go there. Okay. Axe throwers, I guess those axe throwers should be using the way how. Okay, the healer is not here. I'm not going to pull because the healer is not here. Okay, I guess the mystic should do the crowd controlling and mana burning, I guess, and the axe thrower should be like the group behavior where they whirlwind can do AoE damage on everyone. So let's say they are right that the mystic should die because of the mana burns and the hexes. Let me find out what kind of abilities they are using. As far as I see, they stun me and they run away to range DPS. The axe thrower, okay, which means I was wrong about them, and they do nothing special. unless they dispel my buffs. Maybe they're very easy otherwise. The mystics are more tricky because they are mana burning you, and they okay, the shadow priest is the one who is mana burning you. The mystics are those who are crowd controlling you, turning you into a frog, which means the shadow priest should die first out there. Okay, I got a frog, and the healer was skilled enough to good. The healer was skilled enough to predict that, and to the reason why you seen mobs running away from me and turning to the group was the gotch they are making. I think it's the shadow hunter that who is doing that. So basically when he gotch me or when he polymorph, they run away from me straight to the group. In that case the group should be aware of that behavior. I am explaining them about the gotch and about the polymorphs to be aware of the mob's behavior. Okay, I'm going to rebuff the group. I'm pulling back just in case. Okay, 2 extra hours and mystic, which means mystic is the priority. Okay, I wrote them the priority on the kill. While I was fighting I was just typing, so I let that on the auto attacks. Okay, the shadow priest. I see the shadow priest was dispelling my buffs, so it is the shadow priest who is dispelling the buffs. In that case I should be aware of that, and in case he dispelled my Righteous Fury, I should be using it again, rebuffing it again. Okay, they stunned me, they ran away from me and hit me from further away. Yeah, the Shadow Priests are also doing the mana burns, so they are a bit nasty. I'm using Seal and Judgment Wisdom so I can regenerate my mana. with requests if it's possible for him to decurse me when I get cursed. Otherwise it's going to be a lot of damage on me if they don't do that. That's great if I can stun it. Shit. Okay, curse seems doesn't happen yet, but a lot of polymorphs did happen. I see a lot of dodges and parry because it's not yet my weapon skill max. There is a slight delay in this game. If you could notice, I got dispelled from my polymorph, but the boss didn't turn back to me immediately after I got the dispel, which means he waited for a bit before he turned it back to me. That's thanks to the delay the game have. So okay, he's drinking his mana. So let's find out what the headhunters are doing. The totems, who are doing quite a lot of damage. They do the healing one, which is the rogue job for that, but it's nothing serious here, which means only the seer might be a little more dangerous because he can do the lighting chain, which means it's going to burn the whole group who is standing next to me. This should be easy group, I guess, unless the witch doctor, but the mage didn't wait for me to pull back, and that's the really annoying part when you have a group who is not even allowing you to pull back when you're trying to. So he went straight for DPSing the mobs instead of letting them come to me when I did hide to the corner. And that's very often an issue when you play with random groups or with someone who is trying to troll you. See how much procs I got from the Flurry Axe. Like, so many swings I had thanks to self-righteousness, which is causing the weapon proc to have a double chance on the proc. Whoa, I will die. I'm going to heal myself now. Okay, removing Bible. So I get the aggro back. I don't know why he was letting me down on my HP. I don't know. Probably it was a lot of damage I got. I didn't notice, but I could check out the debuffs I had. Basically, as you could see, guys, for a single target you go with Judgment Wisdom, still with okay, they are calling me to go where? Where is when is there? Okay, he wants me to go here. No. Oh, upside he wants me to go. Okay. We can skip. Alright. I really hate to skip, guys. I really don't like that. But they ask me to do it. I'm not the person who like to skip stuff, but why do people want to skip? I mean, I hate that, especially these nasty stuff I have to do. Really, I hate to do this. So what? Why don't we just go normal, like kill a few more mobs and GG? Like why we always have to jump and skip stuffs? Great, great. And this is why I hate this kind of skipping stuffs. Like, fuck it up. I'm divine intervention. Man, this is why I hate to skip stuffs. And so what, we skip few mobs when we could kill those mobs instead of skipping and wiping like this. And so what, after the wipe we should run all around again and skip those mobs again? It makes no sense. This is my first water I'm drinking after the whole run so far. Oh, why? Because I got resurrected on 0 mana. That's why I used my first water, so I can buff. I will heal myself in case someone has pull, which is to be expected. Okay, here is my second water used after the healing myself and the buffing. See guys, I didn't use a single water since I was alive, and we did, let's say, a half of the dungeon. 0 mana breaks, chain pulls and everything happened. And this is an evidence that you are not always drinking your mana. On top of that, I don't have yet my axe skill maximum, which means I'm risking to lose my aggro and not always regenerating my mana against a single target thanks to parry, dodge and so on. And on top of that, I'm missing an enchant on my weapon, a spell damage, which is increasing my threat, and I'm still missing a lot of enchants to have more HP. And if I have more HP, that means I can survive much easier and pull more mobs much easier. So I might save the run. Oh. I did ask the rogue to go for the casters, not on the melees, because if the melees aggro on him, he's going to risk dying. But if the casters aggro on him, he's going to survive them much easier than, or let's say equal, like me. Alright, now this was the annoying part where they did some sort of magical silenced. And as far I remember, they were summoning more mini spiders once they died or something. Yeah, that is true. I had to spam more consecration in that case. Shit, that silence is screwing me up. The rogue is not dropping his aggro. seems that when I get stunned, he's resetting my aggro from that. Yeah. Okay, I had to spam another consecration so they don't get affected from the mini mobs, which unfortunately it's too late. So the healer don't have mana. I was about to ask Blessing of Wisdom so I can get more mana regeneration, but I think it's fine. I have enough mana. Okay, he seems doing his quest. Just remember guys, those spiders are easy, but if you don't get a dispel, they are going to turn to the group while you are stunned, so you need really a dispeller for that. If this healer is not dispelling quick enough, you should not be wondering why you're losing that aggro. I'm using this consecration again because when the mob is dying, he's summoning those small spiders, but I see no reason to even do a consecration there. They are non-elite mob and they don't do a lot of damage, so there is no point to even trying, as it seems. So one consecration should be enough. I am getting the healer seems really good. Yeah, I'm really positive that the debuff is removing my threats. As I said, I'm not always prepared on everything here because this is the first time I'm doing lower Blackrock Spire on Classic, so I'm just studying what the mobs are doing right here and right there. Okay, the hardest part in this dungeon, I think it passed. Okay, with the exception with the mobs who are doing a lot of damage. But outside of that, those tricky parts are gone, like the spiders removing that aggro and so on. Okay, they asked me to skip those either, so okay. I really hate to skip that, but they asked me to. Okay. So we should kill those tiny spider beasts, they pulled. So that killed them. It should be fine, I guess. I didn't bother doing the second consecration, and I had a lot of miss and parry. But if I had the second time consecration, he should not be able to get that aggro from me. I hate that dodge and parry. It affects my mana regeneration when I'm using my shield and judgment of wisdom. See, these mobs didn't got aggro from the mage this time because I used the second time consecration, which should be enough to keep those mobs. Okay, let's pull this raider. So far I see this is going to be easy part, unless I don't know what kind of reason could be. Okay, they reduce my armor, which is a thing, but not that hard enough. Okay, let's see if there is a caster, and there is a caster here. They should be killing the caster first, and it's fine if the caster get aggro on the group. They do, as I said, really the same damage as me, so it should not be a problem. Okay, they are doing massive knockbacking, which means they are wiping my threat all the time by 25% each time they do the knockback, which I really hate that part. Quite good neck actually that was for a healer. Ooh, I should be healing myself. Parry. I really hate that. My skill on the weapon is screwing me up. But soon enough it is going to be over, that issue. Soon there should be dying first the quartermaster. Alright. This means the boss is going to come here, so holy shit. Okay, they shoot some bombs on me, which is doing a lot of damage. Okay, I'm going to use Seal of Righteousness now. The stun bomb, I hate it. The group is not even waiting me to remove from my stun. They just keep damaging the boss. It's not hard boss, but the stuns are screwing me up. Great, it seems I had a lot of aggro. What the heck is that? The grit. So I'm going to grit it. That's fine. Let's hope I win that. Everyone grit. And who won it? Let's see. Oh yeah, I won it. Yes. Nice. Nothing special, but yeah, it's good. Extra gold, goldie. Alright, the summoner is going to hit harder a little. Yeah, as I expected, he's hitting me like 400 each cast. One more holy shield should be enough. After so many blocks I should get that aggro. Okay, those dogs are unexpected from my side. But it's cool, I'm going to use second time my consecration. I shouldn't be even using that, but it's fine to just keep that aggro for a long period of time. Alright. Ooh. Okay, I didn't know that the mobs are coming out from nowhere. I'm going to bop the rogue. Let's pull that mob, or still, I mean the boss, or still there are mobs coming, or what? Let's find out what this boss is going to do. I guess there should be a mobs coming here, maybe. He switched to the rogue, did something and turned back to me. Maybe some ability he did on the rogue. Otherwise nothing special. Yeah. Okay, okie dokie. Holy shield. So I'm hoping for the first block, but they didn't even wait. I hate when the group is not even waiting me to do the thread, they just straight went on overnuking before I get the aggro. Oh, and they didn't have the salvation, which is really sad from my side to do. Actually, the thing that happened why I lost aggro there was because the group did overnuke and they didn't stop DPSing before I even aggro that mob. This has nothing with the tanks. Even warrior tanks are going to have that issue if the group is overnuking before he get the aggro. But for the lucky part is they have the town to stop them, and I had a bubble. But if the group is jackass, they are going to be always jackass. And in this scenario you could see that they didn't even care about stopping doing damage. What was most important for them was to overnuke and probably die. In that case, if I was a healer, I would have let them die, because they didn't let the tank get the aggro. But it seems the healer was maybe their friend or something, so he was scared about just to make it happen and let it do it. I would like really to use this shield, but because of the defense cap I'm using the current shield until I get the 2 fingers. When I get those 2 fingers, it's going to be different story. Alright, this is a walker, should die first. I'm going to use the marking there is no polymorph. Didn't bother polymorphing, so it was worthless mark. And the rogue is attacking the melee instead of the range. Well, yeah, when you have a random group, this such behavior always happen, unfortunately, where the group don't care what you are marking or not. Think I can make it? What? Oh, I forgot to use my Seal Wisdom, sorry. This is my mistake. I by purpose I let this rogue take over the casters, because he can stun them, interrupt them, and take the same damage as the tank when they hit him. So because my gear is not the best gear I have, sometimes I have to sacrifice others. I am having a guest right now, just a second. Okay, those two mobs are melee, and as you see, the melee is not doing like a damage only, which means the physical damage is not that high enough, so you can survive very easily the physical damage. The main issue is the casters who are doing a lot of damage. See so many mobs on me, and they don't do any good damage. Even if the warlord comes, it should not be doing a lot of damage. Of course they are going to do some damage on me, especially that I had the armor and a lot of mobs on me, and the thunder armor is reducing my armor, which is really normal way, but it's not in a way when the casters shoot all on you. They are going to rip you off if it was the casters, but because those are melees, they don't do a lot of damage. Let's say the Shadow Priest and the veteran. The Shadow Priest, the mage, okay, the Shadow Priest should be killed first, the second should be the mage, because they are doing the highest damage, and they die faster than the melees. Let's see how the group is going to handle that. I will stun the battle mage. Oh shit, I got the polymorphed by the priest, I think. For some reason I stopped doing a damage with my weapon. I don't know, it just stopped auto attacking randomly. So I didn't regenerate my mana for that reason. I really wish that healer could give me a Blessing of Wisdom instead of Blessing Light, but he's level 58, so he really need that. Okay, let's see if there is another caster. No, it seems only this one is an issue. Where the mobs are should not, where the other mobs are not going to be a big issue. And now, as you see, the group just knocked out the evoker. It's much easier now, but the healer can't manage, it seems. I have to try. If the mage was skilled enough, he would have slowed those mobs. Okay, this is my 4th mana waters. After I drink 3 in order to buff, this is the 4th, and let's say except the buffs, this was the very first water I'm drinking in this run, except the buff where we wipe it. Otherwise I never ever drink it in this run. They are not aware that I'm voice chat and explaining all those stuffs right now. That's why they say go go go. I didn't use a consecration, but I'm going to use like one to make some extra threat at the beginning, and maybe even 2 because I regenerate already so many mana, and that should be enough. I'm going to keep the rest of my mana for those mobs who are coming, and I think the boss should have enough aggro. I stunned the boss, which is really okay. Where is the other mob? I don't know. The rogue did 1-2 aggro, so let him be. He is not going to die. And as guys you could see, the rogue had a Heart of Flame. Wow. Heart of Scale. I need that gem. Hopefully I'm going to be a lucky one. Use, what the heck? No, I don't need that thing. Alright, I think that was all, guys. Thanks all for watching and have a nice day. I hope I wasn't that much of a noob for this run, but I have a feeling that I was a little noob here. But yeah, I was a little more careful because my HP is not quite enough as I should have it. I really need more. If I have those 2 fingers from Sunken Temple and the Nagler Ring from the BRD and the wrist from Darmo West, then I could have enough defense and replace those defense enchants with a stamina enchant, and if I have more on the shield enchant and other enchants, I will be having like nearly, or let's say 5000 HP, which is easy to survive everything. So that's why I was a little slower and more careful on the pulls. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching this, and I hope you like it. Press that subscribe button, and if you are a fan of a protection paladin, please spread and share this channel, because I hate to be like sarcastic or like let's say bragging, but if you want to know everything about the protection paladin, it's me here to help you out. Someone who have an experience of 15 years playing protection paladin.